but I'm going to start 2 minutes or less. But I'm going to start with Andrew. Go ahead, Andrew. Where do you think this is all going from here, and where should people's focus be, you think?
Well, Joe, I want to tell you this, man. I'm going to divert just a little bit, and I encourage everybody else to stick to the topic, but I want to say this.
Go ahead.
People are very concerned that the federal government is out to get them. They are. I have been a member of the federal government for almost 12 years. I've put my uniform on for the last time today. And I want to encourage everyone to understand that the federal government has some extraordinary power in certain things, but when it comes right down to it, there is no such thing as Jason Bourne. There is no such thing as James Bond. They are just as human as we are. And the federal government, from the day that I joined them to this day that I'm leaving, has become more and more and more incompetent. At least what you can see on the surface, they might have a red list and a blue list and a yellow list and a pink list, but they will never be able to act on it because they are incompetent. And there are I know people in the CIA, the FBI, the Secret Service, and on and on and on, and they're mostly good Americans that would never enforce certain laws. I spoke with a police officer today, and I said, what about this food safety bill? And he was like, there's no way I would do that, or any of the cops that I know would do that. We would never enforce that law. So I encourage people not to be concerned about the federal government unless you are, say, James David Manning or a Malcolm X. Say, lose that fear, throw that fear to the wayside, and just move forward and figure it out. And that's as much as I have to say.
Wow, what a great message, man, and that's well put, well put. Henning, why don't you go ahead? Give me 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Or less.
I definitely, from my point of view, I need to prepare a lot. I haven't prepared at all, and I can only encourage other people to prepare, as Dr. Prepper he is saying, and get the right things. We have been moving around a little here in America, and we found out it was not good down there, and now we came back. And now we realize that we are actually living on a new Madrid line, and that's not good either. So it's a little, diffuse for me and my wife what to do in this situation. We haven't stocked up on anything at all, and unemployment has also been a great, downpull from our side. So from my point of view, I just have to do what I feel best for me and for my wife in this situation when it comes, and of course see if we can prepare a little. But for other people who has the means, they certainly need to do so and really get their priorities right on this matter in order to pull through, because there will be changes. There will be great changes. And I'm not talking just economy, and I'm not talking about federal government and men in black or so on. I'm also talking about the planet we are living on is literally going to change beneath our feet. And that's something we cannot control. But
well
we can
said.
Control our own plannings.
That's well said, Henning. And let me say this too, that was a change today, was the fact that your sound was the best I have ever heard it tonight, man. It was absolutely spectacular. So we give one to Griff for that one, because that phone that he sent you kicks butt.
Thank you. I'm very happy for it. And it's even autographed for Henning from Griff at August 1st, 2010, Richmond, Virginia. I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you.
So,
It's
Griff,
awesome.
Griff, what do you think? What do you think we should be focused on now that all this stuff is kind of coming to a head? Where do you think that people should have their focus?
I think I'd like to ask all the people in the world to focus on Henning's new telephone and his wonderful audio, and I would encourage everybody in the world to email Henning and tell how wonderful it's been tonight to actually hear his voice in broadcast quality. So I'm not, Joe, I'm not optimistic about anything. I wake up in the morning and I review everything to see if Armageddon has started, and we're getting closer and closer to it. And I think we've got about 90 days or less before things really start coming unglued. I want to second the comment made about government and their competence. I am afraid of Obama's administration and Obama. I don't think they're acting in the interest of America or the American people. I think there's an effort to unravel and to corrupt the society and bring it down. You can see it in all of the actions. It's either total gross ignorance and incompetence, or it's a planned attack on the American society and the American people. And I don't think they're dumb. I just think they're trying to bring the country down. As far as the law enforcement, I think there's good and bad. I think most of law enforcement will side with the people. I'm not sure about foreign militaries, although I think foreign militaries are going to have their hands full with their countries. I think this will eventually play out all over the world. It's going to be overwhelming for government to turn on the people and to round them up. I don't think that's possible. There's the sheer numbers. How do you deal in the United States with 300 million people? You can't. You can't even deal with 20 million or 30 million in the Gulf. They can lock arms and walk right over all of the militaries. It's like the 200 million Chinese. It's been said they could march and nothing could stop them in their march. So. But generally, government and agencies are incompetent. They're just bumbling, and they've done it for a long time, and it does seem like they're getting worse. But sometimes they like the Gulf incident. I don't think that was planned. I don't know that anybody could plan that, but I think somebody's taking advantage of it.
Right.
So, in a nutshell, that's kind of how I feel tonight, Joe.
Thank you, Griff. That was great. That's the truth about it too, man.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It sure is. Okay, guys. Well, 2 minutes to go. I feel that no matter what, how much time we have left, make the most out of every day you've got, and don't take anything for granted, especially now more than any time. Don't take anything for granted. Kind of smell the roses, if you will, while you can still smell the roses. And take one day at a time. Don't try to get too far ahead of the ball game, because you know what happens is you end up losing your mind trying to speculate about everything that's going on. So try to keep your focus, stay grounded, continue have a steady preparation regimen going, and get ready to suffer. That's really what it comes down to. Nobody's going to get through this without suffering in some way, shape, or form. So get ready, and get ready mentally, physically, and spiritually. And that's about it for the show. So thank you, Griff. Thank you, Dr. Prepper. John.
Thanks for having me.
Andrew, Henning.
Thank you.
You guys are great. Welcome back anytime you want. And folks, we'll see you Thursday night on the Intel Hub Radio Network. Until then, this is Joe Joseph. This is Bridging the Gap, and we will see you later.
Rising to the challenge is the first step that you take. Are you a free spirit or a slave? Are the institutions that have molded our minds pushing an agenda filled with lies? Have you ever asked yourself why things never change? The rhetoric they speak is all the same. The men behind the curtain and the illusion they create pull the puppet strings and seal our fate. What